Hello and welcome to Non-Inkables. This is the rest of the cards for set 5, Shimmering Skies. I go over all the ones that were released prior to Friday, July 26th on my previous video. And this is the rest of them. So even as I was recording that video and editing it, they released like 5 more cards that day. These ones are not in any specific order. They're kind of sorted by color a little bit, but there aren't too many. So I did not organize them in any order, really. So this first one is a 1-cost inkable card in Amber. It is Nala Mischievous Cub 04, quest for 1, and it's a vanilla card, and her flavor text says, the Lorcana Hide-and-Seek Championship was hers for the taking. And if you watch the movie, she is very good at, I don't know what that game is called, Pinja, where her and Siva basically roll, and whoever can pin down the other one wins. I do like the purple light on this. I think it as very cool to mention. I also like her pose. It looks like Dalmatian 4B, who also has butt in the air, ready to pounce pose. Next, we have Lilo, Junior Cake Decorator, 2-cost inkable card in Amber, 1/3, quest for 1. It has support, and her flavor text is peanut butter and pineapple. This will be the best cake ever. I don't know about that. I mean, peanut butter is really good, but I don't know about the maybe it's like a pineapple upside down cake. Next, we have Minnie Mouse, Drum Major, 5-cost inkable card, 4/4, quest for 2. She has Shift 4, because she's Floodborn, and her ability is Parade Order. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play her, you may search your deck for a character card and reveal that card to all players. Shuffle your deck and put that card on the top of it. So she works very similar to Alma Madrigal, except that she can search for anyone, not just a Madrigal. I love this card because I used to be a drum major back in high school. So we're the same. I'm the same as Minnie. Next, we have Moana, Determined Explorer. 3-cost uninkable card in Amber, 3/4, quest for 2. And her flavor text says, investigate every part of the Illuminary. Find the Chromicons. Restore the Illuminary. How hard can that... How hard can it... Wait, what was that noise? And in her art, you can see the Amber, I think, Chromicon right in the back there, or the Amber Amulet. Yeah, interesting. Next, we have Cogsworth, 1-cost inkable card in Amethyst, Illuminary Watchman, 1/1, quest for 1, and his ability is Time to Move It. When you play this character, chosen character gains rush this turn. They can challenge the turn they are played. So that's very interesting. I think you could probably also combo this with Peter Pan Shadow. So if you have that on board, Peter Pan Shadow gives any character with Rush evasive. And so if you then use Cogsworth to give something that normally doesn't have Rush, all of a sudden it's also evasive. So that's kind of cool. Especially since I think in Emerald, there's a lot of evasive characters. So it gives you a way to deal with that. So his flavor text is step to it. Time is of the essence. I like the art. I think it looks very cool. It's interesting that Cogsworth, who is a clock, has a pocket watch, another clock. Also interesting that his face, clock face, time, does not match with the time on his pocket watch. So maybe he needs to reset his face, or he needs to reset the pocket watch. I don't know. One of them's wrong. Maybe they're different time zones, but even still, one of them's wrong. All right. Next, we have Maleficent, Vex Party Goer. 3-cost inkable card, 04 in Amethyst. She quests for 2, and her ability is What an Awkward Situation. Whenever this character quests, you may choose and discard a card to return chosen character, item, or location with cost 3 or less to their player's hand. So she can bounce characters, items, and locations as long as they're cost 3 or less. So I think the only other character that has something similar to this in Amethyst is Pinocchio on the Run. And she is one of the many characters, I think, that has this rope in front of her because she can't get into the party because she's not on the list. Kronk won't let her in, and he's the bouncer. Next, we have this 2-cost uninkable card in Amethyst called Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom, and you play it and you just get 2 lore. That's like a go bounce. You don't even need to find the go and the bounce. You can just play it and get 2 lore. So I love this card as a Ruby Amethyst player myself currently. Who knows if I'll switch sets next time? Probably not, since I foiled out my deck. But I like this card because free lore. Free lore that they can't do anything about. There are many games, I think, this set where if I had this card, I would have won the game. And the flavor text is, just think, all this knowledge was under our noses the whole time. We only had to look in the right place. And it looks like Merlin has swiveled a bookshelf into a hidden room with a lot of these orb thingies. Very interesting. And also, I think because of how dark it is, it kind of looks like it's in the basement. So maybe, because in the trailer, Basil opens up the like thing in the bottom of the floor. It opens up to this basement with a staircase. Maybe it's like at the bottom of that, like another secret room. This illuminary, man. I mean, it has room because if you start in that orby part at the top, there's a whole like tower underneath that can house many hidden things. Okay. Next, we have Magical Aid, 3-cost inkable card in Amethyst. Chosen character gets Challenger +3, and when this card is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand this turn. So, kind of like a crab in the +3 part. I think if you use it to attack a character, it is better than if you use it to attack a location, just because it would return to your hand, so this card would replace itself. But if you return to if you attack a location, you don't get damage, so then this card would not get returned. And its flavor text says, "You got some power in your corner now," from Genie. I guess Genie is giving him magical shoulder massage and also magical boxing gloves. Next, we have Mother Gothel, so another one of the ones with the velvet rope that she cannot get through, and proposes like, "I'm Mother Gothel, let me in." A 2-cost inkable card in Emerald, Mother Gothel, Conceited Manipulator, 1/3, quest for 1, says Mother knows best. When you play this character, you may pay 3 ink, so that's 5 ink total. 2 for the card, 3 to do the ability, to return chosen character to your player's hand, so kind of like the song Mother Knows Best. And her flavor text says, "A beautiful lady never stands meekly at the back of the line." So it sounds like she's a line cutter too, because she's beautiful. This card, though, she really is very, very, very beautiful. I am obsessed with the art on this card. I think she looks so cool. 6-cost inkable card, 4/6, quest for 2, shifts for 4, and has the ability, The World is Dark. When you play this character, each opponent chooses one of their characters and returns that character to their hand. So kind of like a Lady Tremaine in that your opponent chooses, but it bounces the character because it's green. I'm just obsessed with the art on this card. I hope it gets an enchanted. I want to look like that. She looks so cool. I love she has like the big cape that stands up, kind of like Yzma's. She just looks so cool. I'm so obsessed. I'm obsessed with the art on this the same way I'm obsessed with the art on the Giant Tinkerbell. It's just so, so cool. Okay. Next, we have Ratigan, Raging Rat. 3-cost inkable card, 1/5. Quest for 1, and his ability is Nothing Can Stand in My Way. When this character has damage, he gets +2 strength, so he becomes a 3/5. And his flavor text says, "This world's most diabolical genius should never suffer such indignities." So it sounds like he also was not let into the party, even though he's dressed very nicely. Yeah, the art on this seems to be a different style from all the other ones, but very cool. Next, we have Robin Hood, Sharpshooter, 4-cost uninkable card, 1/4, quest for 2. Legendary card. His ability is My Greatest Performance. Whenever this character quests, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal an action card with cost 6 or less and play it for free. Put the rest in your discard. I don't know how often this will get played. 1, because it's uninkable, but also, you get to look at the top 4 cards and get to play an action card for free, right? But you have to put the rest in your discard, and there's no way to get cards back from your discard in Ruby. And so, what if the cards that you have to discard are ones that you actually wanted to play, and maybe it's like a goat. Maybe it's 3 goats that now you're putting in your discard. So I think kind of a dangerous card to play. Next, we have Pete Pastry Chomper, 3-cost inkable card, Ruby, 4/3, quest for 1, vanilla card, and his ability says his half-baked scheme to whisk away the food almost worked, but in the end, he got his just desserts. I don't have anything else to say about that card. All right, next we have the Queen, Cruelest of All, 2-cost inkable card, 0/4. She has Ward and quest for 1. And her flavor text says, she'd seen what the ink could do for other glimmers. What could it do for her? So interesting, evil queen plotting. I think she is just a shift target for all the Floodborn queens. Next, we have Scrooge McDuck, Aficionado of Antiquities, 4-cost uninkable card, 5/5, quest for 2. And his flavor text says, the secret room should be right here. I can't believe I paid a whole penny for this map. I mean, a penny is not expensive, unless he's talking about a pretty penny, in which case that would be more expensive. But I can't tell if Scrooge is a villain in Lorcana lore, or if he's kind of just there for the money and the riches, rather than being good or bad. Next, we have Prince John, another one who is outside of the rope. 3-cost inkable card. I bet you all these rope cards link together. That would be so cool. He is an opportunistic briber, 1/5, quest for 1. And his ability is Taxes Never Fail Me. Whenever you play an item, this character gets +2 strength this turn. So you could play like Popsicle, Fortress and he would be so strong. And his flavor text says, of course I'm on the list. Check under PJ. Next, we have Minnie Mouse, Quick Thinking Inventor, 1 cost, uninkable card, 1/2 in Sapphire. Quest for 1. I like that she is wearing her safety goggles because safety first. And her ability is Cake Catapult. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 strength this turn. And her flavor text says, this puts the Frosting Flinger 2000 to shame. So she's built a cupcake catapult that is better than the Frosting 2000. Now we have Donald Duck, 5 cost inkable card, Focus Flatfoot, 3/4, Quest for 2. His ability is Baffling Mystery. When you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exert it. So he works just like One Jump Ahead, except at turn 5 it seems a little late. And his flavor text says there's got to be one of these chromy thingies around here somewhere. If I could do a cool Donald Duck accent, I would do it. But I don't think I can do it, so I'm myself. All right. Next, we have this 4-cost uninkable card, 2/3, Quest for 2. Has Ward, Belle of the Ball. Her ability is ushered into the party. When you play this character, your other characters gain Ward until the start of your next turn. So I think she could be super useful to protect all your characters. The only way your opponent would be able to banish them is if they played like a board wipe type situation. And every time I think of Belle of the Ball, I think of the Try Guys video. I think it's a wedding dress video where they all make wedding dresses, and Keith makes this big old yellow poofy wedding dress that has like no shape and just looks like a giant mushroom. And he says, like, I'm the Belle of the Ball, ding dong, because he looks like a literal bell. And so every time I hear Belle of the Ball, that is what I think of. All right, next we have this 2-cost inkable card, Vision of the Future. It is an action. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So similar to Develop Your Brain, but you can look a little bit deeper. And the flavor text says, we must repair the Illuminary before it's too late, and we'll need these devices, these chromacons, to fix it. So I wonder if you need to just like collect all the colors and then like put them back into slots somewhere on the Illuminary, kind of like how you put the heart of Tafiti back into Tafiti to make her back into Tafiti from Taka. I wonder if it's like that. Okay, next we have Hideaway, 2-cost inkable card. It features Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, the fairies from Sleeping Beauty. So it says, put chosen item or location in its player's inkwell face down and exert it. So acts just like Let It Go, but on items and locations. And the flavor text says Fauna. Oh my, we dropped some. Merryweather, you mean you dropped some. For those who don't know, Fauna is the green one who is dropping the orbs, and Merryweather is the blue one behind her picking up the orbs, because Fauna has a big ol' hole in her satchel. I think this card is very good because currently, if you banish somebody's like Lucky Dime or Quill, they can just play Automaton and get it back. So it's like not a big deal. Don't care. Or if you discard their stuff, not a big deal. They can just get back with Automatoa. But if you put it in their inkwell, then it's a little harder to get back, because the only way I think to get back stuff from your inkwell is if you play that giant Mufasa, and then you can get back 2 cards at random, but it might not be what you want. So an effective way of getting rid of those pesky items and locations. Next, we have Mickey Mouse, Food Fight Defender, 1-cost inkable card, 1/2, has resist 1, so really like a 1/3. And Quest for 1, and his flavor text says, underestimating him is a recipe for disaster. This Mickey Mouse is very bright, and I feel like the art style reminds me of the like 3D Mickey Mouse Playhouse Mickey Mouse, as opposed to like the classic 2D animation, and it looks good. And there's a great variety of food flying in the air. There's like half of like a bitten off apple. I don't know if it's poisonous or not. There's ice cream, there's cherries, there's pizza, there's fried chicken, tomatoes, cupcakes, cookie, and I'm guessing probably juice, not wine, and a banana peel for someone to slip on. All right, next we have Duck for Cover, which I think is hilarious because they're ducks, but also duck. 2-cost inkable card in Steel. Chosen character gains resist +1 and evasive this turn, so they can go attack some stuff. And has Huey, Dewey, and Lou. Next we have Shield of Arendelle, 1-cost inkable card in Steel. Has the ability Deflect. Banish this item. Chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn. So kind of like Mouse Armor, but a one-time use thing, so I don't know if this is going to get used. This is Seven Dwarfs Mine, a location, 2-cost inkable card, 6 willpower, 2 cost to move there, and gets 1 passive lore each turn. It is a secure fortress, so its ability is Mountain Defense. During your turn, the first time you move a character here, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. If the move character is a knight, deal 2 damage instead. I think this will work well with the Emerald Steel starter deck kind of notion, where Steel has a lot of cards that are like deal 1 damage, blah, blah, blah. And then Emerald has a lot of cards that are like, if there's a damaged character, you can do all these things. So I think it'll synergize well with that. All right, next we have Anna, you beautiful diplomatic queen. So she is a 3-cost uninkable card, 2/3 quest for 2. She has the ability Royal Resolution. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to choose 1. So it'll be 5 ink cost total. 3 to play her, 2 to do the ability. You can choose each opponent chooses and discards a card, or chosen character gets +2 strength, or banish chosen damage character. And then we have Pacha, Emperor's Guide, 3-cost inkable card, 0/4, quest for 2. Helpful supplies at the start of your turn. If you have an item in play, gain 1 lore. So it's Sapphire, so it probably has an item in play. And then Perfect Directions. At the start of your turn, if you have a location in play, gain 1 lore. Which means we may see more of McDuck Manor and maybe Belle's house, which I don't like because McDuck Manor is super strong. I don't like fighting McDuck Manor. All right, next we have Prince Naveen, the enchanted version. The art looks pretty cool on this, and I feel like the yellows always really pop on the enchanted version. And I like how in Ursula's Return, all the enchanteds had like a black background, and now we're into this like super bright shimmering sky enchanted where everything is just full color. I love it. It's such a difference, and I like it. Okay, next we have Revive, which is an action card, 5 costs, uninkable in amber. Play a character card with 5 cost or less for free from your discard. I mean, is it really free if you're paying 5 costs to do it? I mean, I would definitely pick a card that costs 5, otherwise it's kind of wasting a little bit of ink. And then the last card is Radigan's Party. 2-cost inkable card, 7 willpower, 1 to move there. Its ability is Misfits Revelry.
Okay, so I recorded those and then I went to Gen Con and then totally forgot about all these cards that were in the starter deck that I didn't talk about. So there's a Daisy Duck, 2-cost inkable in Ruby, 2/2, and has evasive, quest for 1. There's a Donald Duck, who is Daisy's date, 3-cost inkable in Ruby, 2/4, quest for 1, and his ability is Plucky Play. Whenever this character challenges another character, each opponent loses 1 lore. I really like the losing lore mechanic, and I am trying to work it into a deck. However, I think that it's better when the characters, when you play them, they lose 1 lore. This one you have to wait until he challenges, so if he gets removed before then, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of his ability. Next, there is Earth Giant, Living Mountain, 4-cost inkable card in Amethyst, 4/5, quest for 2. His ability is Unearth. When you play this character, each opponent draws a card. So kind of giving it a benefit to your opponent, but he is, I think, very well statted for being a 4-cost and is inkable and quest for 2 even. So I think other characters we have, for example, at 4-cost, you have Dolores, who is only a 3/3. She quests for 2 and she draws you a card. So getting like 1 additional strength and 2 additional willpower, I think is pretty good for giving your opponent 1 card. Next, we have the Steel card, 1-cost uninkable in Steel. Food Fight. Your character gains Exert, pay 1 ink, deal 1 damage to chosen character this turn. So I guess this might be good if you have a bunch of characters on board and you're at a pretty high amount of ink and all the other characters are unexerted and they're all like low cost aggro things. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure where this would be like worth the 2 ink that you would need to pay. And that's just using it once. I believe for each character you want to use this ability on, you would have to pay an additional ink. So kind of expensive. This is a 3-cost Amethyst card called Gale, Wind Spirit. 1/2, quest for 2. So quest for a lot, but pretty low stats. And its ability is Recurring Gust. When this character is banished in challenge, return this card to your hand. So similar to the purple Hey Hey. We have King of Hearts, Monarch of Wonderland, 4-cost inkable card, 1/4, quest for 2. His ability is Pleasing the Queen. So he can exert him, and then chosen exerted character can't ready at the start of their next turn. So kind of like freezing the other character. Next, we have a Little Kronk. So 2-cost inkable in Steel, 1/4. He has Challenger 1, so it becomes a 2/4, and quest for 1. And his flavor text says, maybe this one's a Chromacon. Probably not. I should really have paid more attention when that wizard guy was talking. So I think referring to Merlin. And then we have Olaf, Happy Passenger. 9 cost, uninkable card in Amethyst, 6/6 quest for 3, which is a big old boy. His ability is Clear the Path. For each exerted character you have in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. So he could be pretty cheap if you have a really big board. And he is also evasive. There is Retrosphere, 1 cost inkable card in Amethyst. Has ability Extract of Amethyst. Pay 2 ink, banish this item, so it would cost 3 ink total to use this item. Return chosen character, item, or location with cost 3 or less to their player's hand. Kind of expensive, I think. Kind of like, Leos is kind of like a befuddle, but works on locations and items too, and bounces it back to the hand, which is kind of the theme for Amethyst. There's not really any real item removal in Amethyst. Then we have Royal Guard, Bovine Protector, 4 cost inkable card in Steel, 1/7, quest for 1, and his flavor test is exactly what he says in the movie. Hey, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home? And then Yzma's like, yes, you are dismissed. Anybody else? And then all the other animals are like, no, I'm good. All right, we have the Nook, Mythical Spirit in Amethyst, 6 cost inkable card, 5/5, quest for 1. Has the ability Turning Tides. When you play this character, you may move up to 2 damage counters from chosen character to chosen opposing character. So you could move it from one of your characters to their character, or you could move it from one of their characters to another of their characters to banish that second character. Next, we have Yzma, Unjustly Cheated, 4 cost uninkable card in Steel, 1/4, quest for 2. And has the ability, I'm warning you, during your turn, whenever one of your character banishes a character in a challenge, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. And her flavor text says, what do you mean not on the list? I told you to always put me on the list, which is kind of hilarious because Kronk is the bouncer and it's Yzma. It's supposed to be her henchman. She's not even on the list. And next we have the Zazu, 5 cost inkable card in Emerald, 3/5, advisor to Mufasa. He quests for 2 and he has evasive. And his flavor text says, oh, I guess 1 quick spin through the lights won't hurt. And that is it for the new cards. And then now we're going to talk about all the enchanted cards. So the first one is this Mirabelle Madrigal card in Amber. This is the card that they are going to give out to the top 8 for set championship. So a little different from before where only the top 4 got the card. Now the top 8 will get it, which is, I think is great because getting to the top 8 through Swiss and then getting knocked out at top 8 really sucks. And it happened to me, 3 times this set championship. And so I'm happy that they're giving it to the top 8. Next, we have this Naveen card in Amber. So he's a 4 cost uninkable card. He's a singer 6. And when you play him, you can play a song cost 6 or less for free. I really like the art style on this set. So I think last set they went for all the characters kind of in a black background. In this set, I think they went full color, full brightness. And everything just looks so vivid. And it's made every single enchanted a chase card, which is not good for my wallet. There is this other 4 cost inkable card, Vanellope von Schweetz in Amber. And we also have Revive, this action. I think the only thing with the colors being so vibrant is now where the text box is, that part is kind of blurred out. And then so when the text box doesn't fill the whole text box, it looks kind of weird. And you'll see it in the Finders Keeper Amethyst one. This Archimedes card looks so awesome. I think I just like all the colors. I really also like pink, blue, and purple together. If you've seen any of my thumbnails for this channel, I love that color combination. So this is high up there on most chasey of the chase cards in this enchanted set, even though they're all chase cards. We have the Olaf. This one to me is a little creepy. I don't know what it is. The snowmen, they're really cute, but they're also kind of creepy. Maybe it's Olaf that's creepy. The little snowmen are really cute, and the big marshmallow is fine. It's just Olaf is. And then this is the one where I was talking about how the text box is all blurry, but then there's only 3 words in it, and so it looks kind of weird. I wish they had, I don't know how it would have, maybe just blur out right where the words are, and then let the art just be the art. I do like that you can see the Illuminary in the background of this. Is very cool. We have a Clarabelle enchanted. Clarabelle in Disney, I think Disneyland and Disney World, the actor they're having play her is so good at dancing. It's I'm pretty sure a tall gay man in there, and she's voguing and whacking, and I love that character. Scar, he looks awesome. The colors of this enchanted, though, remind me of Juicy Fruit. Or not Juicy Fruit. That zebra gum, I don't know if you guys remember as like Juicy Stripes, maybe is what it was called. But it was like, I think it's the one that came with like a temporary tattoo, and then the gum lasted like maybe 5 seconds of flavor, and then it was just bleh. But the colors are definitely like that. There's also You're Welcome, Maui, super cool. All the enchants of the set are just so cool. There's this Donald Duck, which I think was one of the first ones we saw in Ruby. There is Robin Hood. This card looks amazing. I'm just, all these enchanteds just look so cool. I feel like Robin Hood should be best friends with Mulan, Elite Archer, because they both use arrows and shoot with like more than one arrow at a time. I feel like they would mesh well and just talk about their techniques and stuff. This one is Fete de Ratigan. I'm going to kind of move this. You can see the whole card location. So Ratigan's party. We have this Mufasa card, guys. I love the blue swirls, the flowers. He just look how well he's lit. That like golden, he's got that like golden hour glow. He looks so good. This card, amazing. Every single enchanted card, I feel like, I'm just like, I love it so much. It's so pretty. There's this King Candy one. He looks creepy, but that's his vibe. It's so cool. So cool. I feel like this one, the swirls behind him almost look like they're more like graffiti brush strokes. Like there's drips coming off the paint compared to the other ones that look more like less street, I guess. There is Royal Tantrum with King Jothan. He just looks hilarious. It also, like, the pile of gold also reminds me, like, basically of the pile of gold that's on top of Tamatoa. And that would be hilarious if it was actually on top of Tamatoa and stuck to his shell, since Tamatoa likes to be so. And then we have Snow White. She looks like a goddess. Her armor and all of the, like, dwarves look so cool. I like that she has the steel symbol on her shield. And as I was looking at a lot of the cards closer, like, a lot of them have the different ink colors that they're a part of, some way represented, whether it's through like a belt buckle or like a little clip on their shirt or on their shields. Like Hercules, I think also a lot of Hercules cards have this steel symbol on their shield. It's just very cool. There is King Arthur with the biggest sword ever. It looks like Ichigo's Bankai sword. It's so huge. Or I guess Ichigo's regular Zanpakuto is this size. Or like one of the Kingdom Hearts ones. I don't know, I've never played Kingdom Hearts, only see the pictures. But also giant sword in that. Looks so cool. And then, last but not least, is Badanon, which I will also kind of move around so you can see. Yeah, I mean, even the location cards look pretty cool this set. Okay, and that is it for all the new cards coming out tomorrow. We are going to a midnight release party, starter deck competition today, which I'm very excited to go to because I've never been to like a midnight release for anything. Like, I think when Harry Potter was coming out, my parents were not ones to support me staying up late to go to a Harry Potter thing when I needed to go to school in the morning. Or if I didn't need to go to school, I needed to, I don't know, do workbooks and study in the morning, whatever. And so I've never been to a midnight release of anything. So I'm very, very excited. So excited that last night I did not sleep very much, which I feel like happens to me before. It seems like before any big competition now, like set championships that happened to me, Disney Lorcana Challenger happened to me, Gen Con happened to me. I think I just get too excited. And this is one of the things. So we will be getting starter decks. I will probably buy at least a booster box there. Maybe I will, I don't know, maybe I'll stream like opening it or at least record it. Pretty excited. So yeah, that's it. I want to get all the enchanted cards, and I did get extended art cases for all my enchanters that I already have. Well, not all of them, like half of them. And so I put those up on the wall yesterday. So I will probably be at some point doing a little showcase of my enchanted collections. And I recently saw a TikTok/reel by Rebecca from, I think it's called Rebecca Quest now. I forgot what it was called before, but she was like flipping through an empty folder and being like, this is my enchanted collection. Ha 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 ha. And I wanted to be like, this is my enchanted collection. There's a lot, but at what cost? Like a bazillion dollars. Yeah. Okay. So that is it. And yeah, keep shuffling. Hopefully you don't end up with a whole handful of non-inkables like me. All right. Bye.